Hey, this demo is how to do Sw8, the bearing. It's going to be a little different than the other parts I've shown you where we make a box and cut it out. So here we go. I'm going to go File, New. We're going to go Part Inch. So this time, instead of making the box, we're actually going to start off by making a center line. So we're going to go to the right side view and sketch on it. And we're going to start by making a center line right at this origin right here. I'm just going to drag it out like that and bring it out a little bit like that. And go ahead and hit the green check to finish that line. Then we're going to go back and we're going to start making lines. And what we're going to do is make the shape, the geometry of that bearing, and it goes something like this. This is kind of where the hole is going to go, that 1.5 hole, and that's going to come back like this. That's the back surface, that big round surface with the 4 holes on it, and like so, and like so, and like so, and like so. And it looks really weird right now, but that's just basically just a big shape. All right, hit escape a couple times there, and let's throw some smart dimensions on it. We're going to start with the small hole on the inside, and you'll see that it says 1.498 to 1.500. See it in the middle there? I'm going to smart dimension this, and watch what I do when I hit this. I'm going to hit that line. I'm going to go to the center line, and you'll notice that it gives about half the distance, but if you move your mouse down a little bit, it gives a diameter. So radius, diameter, radius, diameter. Let's do diameter there, and let's make that 1.5. We'll deal with the tolerance later. And so you have a black line for the inside surface. We're going to continue that process. We're going to go ahead and go from this blue line here, which is that 2.76 circle, to the center line, and we're going to drag that out, and we're going to go 2.76. And we have a couple of black lines. The largest one is going to be out here, and that one is going to be 5.5. So we're going to go 5.5, enter, and we're doing pretty good. We got the 3 black lines. Now we need the depth. It looks like we have 0.75 from here to here. 0.75. Let's see what happens when we do the 212 now. And then we have a 212 from here to here. Now watch what happens when I do this. I'm going to go ahead and go 212, and watch what happens to that 0.75. 2.12, and it's going to kind of cross over. That did pretty good. Sometimes it crosses over itself. If it does, you can just drag it across. So I'm going to go and keep that the way it is. And that looks pretty good. But notice we still have 3 blue lines going vertically, yet we've got it completely kind of dimensioned. The reason that is because it doesn't know where to start. We have to make this first line basically make a relationship with that little origin there. So we're going to do, let me zoom in on that just a little bit. We're going to pick this line, and we're going to hold the control key down and pick this point, and we're going to make those coincident. And when we do, now it's got a base point, all of those lines turn black. All right, so what we have now is we have this shape just sort of on that flat plane right there, that side view plane. So now we're going to go to Features, Revolve Boss Base, not Extrude, Revolve Boss Base. And it's going to revolve that shape around that center line. And we're going to go ahead and take that. And we've got ourselves a revolution is what they call it. All right, next step, we're going to put those 4 holes in this surface right here. So I'm going to pick that surface and sketch on it. We'll go to the, looks like the front view there, right? And let's turn off the shadowing there. And let's go ahead and put in a center line here. So what I'm going to do here on this is I'm going to create a circle, and I'm going to plop it there, put it around that area. We're going to make this for construction right here, for construction. And that's going to make it a center line. So it's not going to be a line that this part needs later on. And then I'm going to make some circles. I'd like you to make them the way I'm doing it. I'm just going to go ahead and plunk in a circle here, and here, and here, and here. Not even close to where they're supposed to be. But I'd like you to use some of the relationships here. All right, so watch this. I'm going to take this circle. I'm going to hold the control key down and pick that center line. I'm going to make those coincident. And what that does is that puts the circle on that circle. And it doesn't matter what size it is as I move this in and out. It's going to stay along that center line. I'm going to go ahead and put it right around there. And let's do the same thing with all of them. That way, if the center line moves, then the circles go along for the right. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that, and make them coincident. Pick that, and make them coincident. And it's not just about making it right the first time, but it's also about if they make changes, is your part going to dynamically change when somebody makes a design change? So if somebody decides to make the center line here instead of, what is it, 4.24, they make it 4.26, then your circles will go along for the ride. All right, next, let's go ahead and make those circles even with the center line. So let's make that horizontal. Let's do the same thing here, that, and make that horizontal. Take that, and make them vertical. Whoops, let me undo that. Got too many things going on there. Let's take that. Just want to make sure I don't have all those circles. Pick that, and that, and that. There we go. And vertical. There we go. I think I had those two circles both picked. It didn't like the fact that I was making it both horizontal and vertical at the same time. And that, and make it vertical. So now we've got these nice circles, but they're not really the same size, and they're all still blue. Well, one of the reasons is because we haven't given it a size yet. So let's go ahead and smart dimension this. Let's go ahead and make this one right here. What is that, a 0.5, right? The book actually shows that as 5, but it's a 0.5. And then what I want to do is I want to make this and that and that and that. I want to make them all equal. That way if one of them changes, then they all change. All right, so let's see. I've got them all equal. I've got the sizes. They're located. So then I'm going to go ahead and shoot them through. So let's go ahead and features, extrude cut through all. And we have our holes in the circle. The last piece we're going to do here is going to be the fillets and rounds. We're going to do this a little differently. I haven't shown you this one yet. Without being in a sketch, so I'm off here, we're going to go into fillet. We're going to set the fillet size to 0.12. And then you're going to pick the edges. Now be careful, don't pick the faces. You want to pick the edges. See the edge right there? And you'll see it when it says items to fillet. When I hit that edge, you'll see that it shows edge. If you get face here, you have to go back and do it again. So just take your time and get that edge. That's the second edge. Again, see face, don't do face. You want to do the edge there. And you should get 3 edges. And then hit the green check. And you'll see that it fillets it beautifully. And that is your part, folks. We're going to be doing a section of this later on, but that's going to be your bearing part.